These court records were just released today, and we're learning a lot from them. We now know it was at least 2 gangs responsible for the shooting happening right here in this back parking lot. Yesterday, hundreds of SU students came here to the Barnes Center to get their Johnson & Johnson 1-dose vaccine. Those candles saying, "I can't breathe," justice for George Floyd, and a Black Lives Matter sign. Now, we do expect protests to continue today. We're expecting an update at any moment now from Deputy Chief Joe Cecil and Sergeant Matthew Malinowski with the Syracuse Police Department. Just waiting on them right now to get over here and tell us exactly what they know. Let's get real here for a second. It's winter. There's some snow on the ground. I'm freezing, but everybody just close your eyes and picture this. It's summer. It's 70 degrees out. You look into that big field over there. What I can tell you, honestly, is really disturbing. Police believe Connie Torrey was killed on February 26th, but it wasn't until nearly 3 weeks later that police found her body. And that experience is going to be totally different, starting with this parking lot. It's been transformed, as you can see over there, into a testing site. Syracuse police are still here after more than 7 hours, and they're still combing through the scene at this point. It looks like they're spending a lot of time right near that White House 121 Mark Ave. You can see those evidence markers. This weekend, the COVID-19 task force with the county does plan to be out on the streets again. Take a look at this parking lot here on Erie Boulevard. These people are definitely taking advantage of those new hours. We saw them waiting in line for the doors to open, and now they're in there doing their shopping. But the polls have been open for 33 minutes now, and here in Onondaga County, we already have 6,300 voters. The Syracuse Police Department is investigating a shooting with injuries. We're told one person has been sent to the hospital. You can see this scene is massive, expanding almost 3 blocks at this point. It's a little crunchy snow, so I want to give you, if you can hear a little bit. When you walk, there's that layer of ice on the top. All right, Dan, cheer me on. I'm getting ready to do this.
Awesome. Congratulations.
For nearly 3 weeks, this is where you could find Brian Caruso making dozens of desks from dusk to dawn.
Yeah, my part is putting this together, and then Sue's been painting them.
Then they give it all away for free. It all started with this Facebook post, and since then, hundreds of requests have poured in.
We had a couple of inputs. Somebody, they were doing their homework on an ironing board. Somebody, they were sitting in bed and doing it. Somebody else wrote us and said, "My kids are on the floor."
Because of being a retired teacher, we wanted to have kids have a chance at home where they could sit and study and learn, and we just wanted to do that.
And they've had some help from the community. Neighbors donated money for plywood, and they got free paint from Lowe's. Other than that, Brian's been searching for scraps of wood wherever he can find them. When people pick up the desks, there's no questions asked.
One of the recipients sent us a picture of their daughter, and it just made my day.
The Carusos are donating 7 desks to the Huntington Family Center. Here they have a youth program which they're hopefully transforming and bringing to this building, where they're going to need those desks to reimagine the place.
For somebody in the community to say we are going to support you was very overwhelming.
But the Huntington Center is one of their last deliveries for now. They want others in the community to recognize the need.
What I'm hoping is, with this interview, that somebody else will pick up on it and say, "I can do that. That's a simple desk." And maybe that'll kick somebody else into gear.
Making a difference one desk at a time. Julia Leblanc, News Channel 9. When Colleen Casey went to Walgreens to get her first dose of the Pfizer vaccine, she noticed they scheduled her second dose in 4 weeks instead of 3.
So I went into my email for my second dose, and it said you can edit that because they're going to change it based on CDC recommendations, but you can't.
Now, Colleen Casey is not alone in this. Walgreens has been scheduling its Pfizer shots 4 weeks apart, despite the recommendation to keep it at 3. Now, the CDC is catching on, and Walgreens has to make some changes to their scheduling process. As for why Walgreens is doing this, a spokesperson says, quote, "to ensure that no dose is administered earlier than the authorized intervals and patients are able to complete the series vaccination. The CDC standing by its recommendation. And if for some reason you can't get the second Pfizer dose in 3 weeks," a spokesperson says, quote, "the second dose of Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines may be administered up to 6 weeks, 40
42 days after the first dose. Dr. Stephen Thomas echoing this thought in an interview with Channel 9 last month. He's the lead investigator for the Pfizer trials.
What's important is that you don't get the vaccine earlier than 3 weeks or earlier than 4 weeks in Moderna. We've seen that when vaccines are given too close together, that sometimes the immune response cannot be what you want it to be.
So while it's been confusing for customers and worrisome for others, turns out getting your Pfizer shot a week later than recommended should still do the job. Julia LeBlanc, News Channel 9. A monumental moment. Kenzo McKendy is the first Central New Yorker to get the Pfizer vaccine. He and 4 other upstate hospital employees are in that historical group, each of them caring for COVID patients or cleaning their rooms.
You know, it's my duty to do the job. I can't be scared because I need these people to be good also. That's my responsibility.
Tuesday morning, McKendy was getting ready for the day when out of nowhere, he was asked the question he's been waiting for.
I was ready to go to the room for the COVID patient, and they asked me, do you want a vaccine? I said, that's what I'm here for.
It's the same story for this nurse who volunteered to go to Stony Brook University at the height of the first wave back in April. She works here in the emergency room.
To see how sick this virus makes someone, I wanted this vaccine.
The shots got here around 10:30 Tuesday morning, and within 90 minutes, this lucky group of 5 got it. Upstate plans to vaccinate 55 employees and then hundreds every day afterward.
There's a little bit of relief here because, a while ago I was saying, oh, that's the light at the end of the tunnel, and it really looked like a train, to be honest with you. And now we actually may be able to get out of this thing.
Though it'll take some time until the general public gets it, these doctors are confident it'll move mountains once they do.
I think as people start to see more and more people get vaccinated and see that they're safe, they'll be comfortable taking the vaccine.
And for McKendy, it was painless.
Yeah. She's good. Good touch. The good touch.
Julia LeBlanc, News Channel 9.